Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And in this lesson, you can see the title up here on the top. It said, Transatlantic Slave Trade, man. Which you have some. I've heard some Jakes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans say basically that Deuteronomy 28 and 68 is not talking about the transatlantic slave trade, man. Which which our people have no idea or have no wisdom, you know, according to prophecy, according to history, man. Right? And a lot of our people would completely disregard their history, which the Most High told us to remember, man. We're in a time where we're remembering ourselves, what happened to us, what happened to our ancestors, what's happening to us to this day, right? We're remembering ourselves. So I got two parts to this. I'm going to play it, but before I play it, I want to get a couple of scriptures. I want to try to go through this as much as possible, as fast as possible, you know, through the spirit though, So this is because when you listen to this video, a lot of our people would not, perceive or understand why we're in the conditions we're in, why we're going through so much hell and no one else, why no one else likes us, why we're not being represented in the UN or whatever. Why are we the only ones that's out there, saying no justice, no peace, crying because our kids are shot dead in the streets from, police or, ourselves. You know, I'm here to let you know that these were all curses that was put upon us from the Most High, man. And he has a name. His real name is Yahweh, right? Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Real name Yahweh Shah, right? So we went into slavery, captivity, all these things have happened to us and are happening to us, right? Because we decided to go against our power, man. We decided to do our own thing and serve other gods. And everybody knows about the Ten Commandments, but yet no one wants to know about it. They heard about it, they don't know about it. And when they hear it, they perceive it to be a certain what's the word? They perceive it to be some of someone's interpretation, man. Like it doesn't say what it says, right? But this is our people, man. This is the mind state and the mindset of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You hate, right, to do what Yahweh Shem Yahushua commanded us to do, man, which was keep the laws, which is to abide in him, man, which was to, you know, uh seek him, right? Well, without any further ado, let's get it, man. This is Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I commanded this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now, when you read the chapter of Deuteronomy 28, right, it has a list of curses that will happen to us, right, if we didn't keep the commandments. From verse 1 to 14, it tells you the blessings that we will receive if we did listen And from 15 to 68, it tells you the curses that will happen to us if we did not listen. And clearly, you can see here on the shores of America and everywhere throughout the earth, we are a cursed people, man. Right? And this is all done of the Heavenly Father. So I just want to get a couple of curses to give y'all some insight. And before I play this, and a little bit of back history as to why this has happened to us, man. So we're going to jump around a little bit. Verse 16, it says, "Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field," man. We are cursed in the city. We live in the worst conditions. We live in the worst neighborhood. Drug infested, violence infested, right? And we are cursed in the field, right? Back in the days, the poppy seed field, the sugar cane factory, the cotton field. Those were our ancestors that was working in those fields, man. Even until this day, they have fields that our people working, man. Right? You know, even in the workforce, we the last hired, first fired. We catch the most heat at work. We get paid the least, do the most. Right? We cursed. Right? Verse 29. It says, "And thou shalt group at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness." Because now when you look in America, we reaching out for every religion, every God. We into everything, man. We looking for something to hold on to that's gonna give us a sense of hope. But none of that stuff that we are cleaving unto, whether it's the Christian church, the Baptist church, being a Christian apologist, being a Buddhist, being a Muslim, none of that stuff is for our well being, and none of that stuff is beneficial to us, man. The only thing that's beneficial to us is the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. Is this Bible? That's our book, man. That belongs to us. That is our record, man. Right? It says, "And thou shalt grope in noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness." So you see, like a blind person, they can't see, so they're reaching for something to hold on to give them some kind of balance, man. That's what our people are doing out here in America spiritually, man. When it's all off, right? So it says, "And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways." Our people believe that they have a future here in America, which they have no future. Whatever you think is going to give you closure, and whatever you think is going to help you become a more productive citizen and to increase here, hey, you're not going to prosper in it, man. It's going to be here today and gone tomorrow, right? It says, "And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled forevermore, and no man shall save thee," man. Meaning, like, we're going to be here to who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ come back. Yahweh Shah, man. When Yahweh gives the order for Yahweh Shah and the angels to come back and get us out of these conditions, that's the only time we're getting out of this, man. Right? Let's go. Verse 32. "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people." Right? This is all going up to the transatlantic slave trade. Right? And before we went into the slave trade, we were slaves in Babylon, in Egypt. Right? Some of us remain there. Even until this day, you have Israelites in Egypt, man. You have Israelites in Africa, which we ain't no damn Africans, man. Right? It says, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long, and there shall no might be in thine hand," man. Right? We're not gonna have no power. Right? Our power is gonna be snatched away from us from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. Right? Verse 37. "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword." So what's that, man? You're gonna be called a nigger, black, African American, Afro American, colored, right? A Mexican, right? A Dominican, a Cuban, right? Colombian. You're gonna be called you're gonna be called Spanish. You're gonna be called Latino. Those are all bywords, right? You're gonna be an astonishment. It's gonna be an astonishment to see how 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 deep we have fallen, man, to these other nations, man. Right? It says, "And thou shalt become a astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee." Right? Verse 41. Now, mind you, this is all in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Right? So this is verse 41. "Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity." So all your children you have, they're gonna go into captivity, man. They're gonna deal with this, man. They're gonna go into slavery. Right? Verse 40. Let's go to 41 or 45. "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hear hearkenest, Salakia, not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded." So the Lord is reiterating it again. These things are happening to you because you're not listening, man. That's what it is. Verse 46. It says, "And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever," man. That forever means for a certain amount of time. Right? This is going to be a sign as to who the chosen people are. This is going to be a sign as to who the children of Israel are, man. The real Jews. This is going to be a sign on the chosen people, man. And no other people on the planet can say that they are dealing with these curses to this day, man, or ever. Right? Verse 47, "Because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger." Because when you're hungry, you got to go to their establishment, whether it's their supermarket, right? Their restaurant, wherever you want to eat at, man, you got to go to them to get something to eat. It says, "And in thirst, whatever you want to drink, you got to go to their establishment." We don't own no water plant. We don't own any liquor distribution centers or anything like that, man. You know, if brothers drink or whatever, but we don't own nothing. Anything you want to get to drink, you got to go to them. It says, "And in nakedness, any clothes that you wear is of your oppressor," man. Right? You see how people wearing what they would say high end fashion. That's all your enemies, man. You know, Louis Vuitton, Versace, Gucci. That's all your oppressors' clothes, man. Right? Right? So you got to go to your enemies for that. It says, "And in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee," man. So he's going to do these things to you until you are completely destroyed spiritually, man. And then when you're destroyed spiritually, then he could take because we literally had chains on our necks, man. Right? You're gonna see it in this clip, and I got another clip. You know, they both short videos, but I'm trying to get through some of the scriptures because there's an end to this, man. And we living in the end of this to this day, man. Right now, as we speak, we're living in the end of our captivity, right? So it says yeah, we was gonna have a yoke of iron on our neck until we are destroyed, man, spiritually. So I'm gonna play it, and then we're gonna pause it, you know, and I'm gonna finish this off, and then you know, we're gonna just move in the spirit. Yahweh Shah the elect is edified. Shalom.
As white Europeans settled in North America in the 16th and 17th centuries, and millions of indigenous people died from famine and disease, The desire to profit from the natural resources available required exploitation of a new large and unpaid labor force. Extending the mass enslavement of Africans in Central and South America, Africans were brought to the United States.
And it's not Africans, man. We are not Africans. We are Israelites. Just had to say that, man. I hate when they label us Africans, man. We ain't no damn doodle piss bathing Africans, man.
States in 1619 as a new source of labor. New England colonies were founded on ideals of liberty and freedom, but nonetheless embraced kidnapping, human bondage, and violent subjugation of Black people, whose forced labor, trafficking, and enslavement fueled booming commerce like ship.
And Salakia, you never hear an African say he's a Black person in America. Never.
Building, manufacturing, insurance, and banking. Northern cities like New York City experienced massive commercial growth as their economies, like those based on Wall Street, were financed by the slave trade, and their streets, like Broadway, were built by enslaved people. Boston Harbor, the site of the Boston Tea Party, where protests for freedom sparked the American Revolution, was also a bustling commercial hub for human trafficking. Ships entering and leaving the port of Boston trafficked at least 27,000 kidnapped Africans. The trafficking and enslavement of kidnapped Africans funded the economy of every major.
And they weren't kidnapped. They were sold. They weren't kidnapped. They were sold. Right? They were sold by Africans and Arabs to the so-called white man Esau Edom. Right? It tells you that history in Joel, the 3rd chapter. Right?
Port city on the eastern seaboard. As the enslavement of Black people expanded, American slavery became a permanent generational status tied to race. A new elaborate set of beliefs was created to codify, control, and subordinate Black people. States and municipalities passed laws formally rejecting the presence of free Black people in their borders. Punitive laws were enacted.
And that's those are the actual this should vex your spirit, man. Right? These are the actual yokes of iron that they had on our necks. You got plenty of images where they show how they chained us up, man. How they hung us. Right? Oh man. This is Deuteronomy 28:49. And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, because we spoke Hebrew. The so-called white man, he spoke English, man. Right? Whether it was English, whether it was, French, whether it was Spanish, right? We didn't understand those terms, right? We spoke Hebrew, right? It said, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the persons of the old, nor shew favor to the young, man. Right? So this devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he had no pity for us, man. He showed no remorse. Right? That's what it was, man. Let's continue.
Targeting Black people, both free and enslaved. The false idea that Black people were inferior to white people, not fully human or evolved, dominated all areas of American life. This narrative allowed the United States Constitution to extol liberty and justice for all, while denying millions of Black people basic human rights. By the end of the 18th century, America was no longer a society with enslaved people. It had become a slave society. A shifting economic landscape and a growing outcry about the horrors of the Middle Passage finally led Congress to formally abolish the transatlantic slave trade in 1808. However, slavery remained critical to an agrarian economy, especially in the developing South. The domestic slave trade emerged while trafficking of kidnapped Africans continued illegally for years. The transatlantic slave trade left a lasting mark on American life, and the narratives that emerged to support the trade set up central problems of racial hierarchy that continue to shape America today.
So, hey, and as you see, we're in a new form of slavery where you got, brothers, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans being locked up at a way higher rate than everyone else, man. The prison system is full of Israelites, man. And it tells you that in Isaiah, the 42nd chapter, that this is a people robbed and spoiled, man. They are hid in prison houses, right? This only happened to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? The Israelites, right? Not only that, when we came over here, right, on ships, what did the Lord say what happened to us? This is Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there shalt thou serve other gods, man. So we were scattered from east, west, north, and south, man. There are Israelites everywhere you go on the planet, man. Everywhere. And not only that, what are we doing? We serving other gods, right? We serving the god of money, right? We into all these different ideologies and religions, man. We're not seeking our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua, man. Right? That's why these things happen to us, and they're still happening, right? So it says, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And what's that wood and stone? That wood represents Christianity, and that wood, that stone represents Islam, man. Right? Those are the top two religions that our people are in, man. Right? You got millions of Israelites in Christianity, millions of Israelites in being a Muslim, man. Right? And nobody can deny this history, man. This is the last one in this, right? Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, man. Egypt is synonymous with slavery and bondage, man. When we were in Egypt under Pharaoh, Moses, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, brought us out of Egypt, man. We walked out of Egypt, but the Lord said we are going to go into captivity again, right? With ships, right? He said he was going to bring us into Egypt again, man. Like I said, Egypt is synonymous with captivity. So we were going into captivity, Egypt, again on ships. This showing you that where we're going is going to be way further than when we were first in Egypt, literal Egypt, man. Right? Spiritual Egypt we going in. Right? Which over here in America, we are in captivity. Right? By these curses, this is how you know. It says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. You heard it in the video. We were sold. Our families was broken up, right? They sold our sons probably over there in the Netherlands, sold our daughter over there in Russia, right? Put my wife over there in China. I'm stuck in America, right? So it says, and ye shall be sold to your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, slave men, slave women, and no man shall buy you. No man is going to save us. No man is going to deliver us out of the hands of our enemies, man. Right? And that's what it is, man. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua did that to us, man. Right? So I got this part right here. So I want to get let's get this one. This is because, like I said before, the Lord did all this unto us, man. The Lord did this to us, man. This is Baruch. But like I said, the Lord, he did this because he was angry with us. He was angry with us, and that he said he would do it. He would, and that this would be a sign on us forever, but it's only for a certain time, man. But check this out. Even through this, the Lord is going to have mercy on us. This is Baruch 4 and 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath, man. We made the Most High angry for not keeping his laws, man. Right? It says, ye were delivered unto your enemies. So if they're not an Israelite, they are your enemy, man. Right? If they're not a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, they are not your friends, man. They are your enemy, man. Right? It says, for ye, right? For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing to devils and not to the Most High, man. Like I said, we started dabbling into all these other religions, playing the harlot with other philosophies and doctrines, and not coming back to our power, the Holy One of Israel, man. The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahweh Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua, man. Right? This is why we going through what we going through. Point blank, period, man. Right? So let's play this. Let's play this.
Black people came to this country after being abducted, kidnapped, and trafficked across the Atlantic Ocean in horrific conditions of confinement. The arrival of chained Africans in 1619 was followed by 2.5 centuries of bondage, violence, degradation, and abusive enslavement. White enslavers created false myths about Black people to justify slavery. Black people were defined as less human, less evolved, less capable, and less worthy of respect. Despite these false ideas of racial difference, enslaved Black people cultivated strategies for survival, fought for freedom, and held on to their dignity and humanity despite the hardships and suffering. When emancipation finally came in 1865, formerly enslaved Black Americans could have sought revenge and retribution against those who had abused them. Instead, most committed themselves to peace.
And it wasn't time yet. But trust me, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he said, thy people will be willing in the day of thy power, man. And we coming into that power, man. Right? Oh, trust me, the nation of Edom, they got a judgment for all of this, man. They got a lot to pay for. These bastards got a lot to pay for, man. Right? You know, they got the nerve to tell us we're uncivilized and we're not worthy of respect. But throughout history, we have not started anything with the so-called white man. Since they came out the womb, since we came out the womb, right? This man has been trying to kill us, man. He's been trying to completely destroy us. Why? Because he wasn't chosen, man. He's the one who the Most High hates. The Most High hates the nation of Edom, man. The Most High hates the so-called white man, man. And he loves you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. This is why Esau Edom has done nothing but kill you, and kill you, right? Every chance he got, man. He don't allow you to do nothing, man. You tell him, he told us, go back to Africa, right? Don't beg for a handout. What happened? We had a civilization and a system set up called Black Wall Street. What they had happen? They had a damn Edomite, a Shedamite devil, a damn winch, right? A dog come up with a lie and say that two so-called Negroes raped her or touched on her, man. And what happened? They burned down that whole city, man. Why? Because they are nothing without the children of Israel, man. The so-called white man is nothing without you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. This is why he's always wanting to go where you are. This is why he can't leave you alone, man. Right? This is exactly why he can't, man. This is Baruch 4 and 15. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation, man. This is the nation of Edom, a shameless nation, right? And of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity child, man. He didn't care if we were old. He would rape our daughters, right? He would do all sorts of wicked and evilness to our people, man. Right? Verse 18. It says, for he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hand of your enemies. So this is what Esau Edom is scared of, man, which is going to happen regardless, man. He can be scared all he wants, man. The Most High put us in this. The Most High is going to be the one to take us out. And we are coming out of the dust, right? Slowly but surely. Our dry bones are starting to live, man. Right? We're starting to get meat on our bones. We're starting to obtain nourishment through the word, right? And this devil see this, and he's scared, man. This is why he's going to try everything he can to try to denounce this truth, to try to make us look like we the bad guys, to try to make us look like we're terrorists, man. But as soon as he touch us, the Most High gonna fuck him up, man. Right? Pardon my language, man. Right? So the Lord is, we in a time where the Lord is reversing the curses, man. It says, verse 18 again, for he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hand of your enemy, right? Verse 21, be of good cheer, O my children, cry unto the Lord, and he shall deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies, man. And that's what we're doing. We crying out to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? That's what we're doing. Right? Verse 25. It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High. Now it tells you, when we came out of slavery, we could have, they said, this devil said, you know, instead of taking vengeance, we just wanted peace, wanted to be left alone. So that's the Most High putting the spirit on us, because, hey man, if the Most High would have put the spirit on us at any time, and the Most High showed his vengeance with all these revolts in slavery, man. You had the Nat Turner revolt, many revolts, man. Right? It says, my children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High, for thy enemy have persecuted thee. Right? Who's that? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. You got the so-called Africans, the so-called Arabs, Chinese, Japanese, East Indian. All of those people have persecuted us, man. But this is talking about chiefly the so-called white man. It says, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. So all these things are going to come upon Esau Edom, man. Everything he did to us is going to happen to him. Double, man. Double. And it's nothing he can do about it. There's nothing he can do about it. Right? Verse 29. For he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation, man. Right? It says, take good heed. Take a good heart, Salakia, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve, man. This is why you see America in the uproar, man. This is why you see all these things happening in America. This is why you see plagues and judgment bringing forth throughout America. Right? You got hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, volcano eruptions, right? World War III about to pop off. America is through, man. What does it say? Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation, man. So the nation of Edom is going to be grieved real soon, man. And they all scared, man. They all scared. Best believe these Edomites that walk past the camp and these Edomites that you see on a daily basis, man, they all scared, man. They living in fear. They know the day is coming, but they trying to prevent it, man. They can't prevent it. It says, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. Right? For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. O Jerusalem, look upon thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away, they come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One. Right? That's what you see going on. This truth is waking Israelites up daily, man. Right? Every year it gets bigger and it gets bigger, man. And this devil, he trying to find a way, trying to slither in there and infiltrate. But you're not going to infiltrate the men of the Lord, man. It says, rejoicing in the glory of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. Right? So, hey, there's nothing these devils can do. Let's continue, man.
To community, to citizenship, and to a new America. Many Black survivors of slavery were so committed to family that they spent their last resources to find their children, siblings, spouses, and loved ones who had been sold away. By 1867, 80% of Black men had registered to vote. Many ran for office and accepted leadership positions in their community. Education became a priority in the Black community, and Black schools created a generation of skilled citizens who could help the nation grow. But many white leaders were violently resistant to these aspirations for racial equality and citizenship. White mobs attacked Black people and used lynching, violence, and racial terror to prevent Black progress.
Exactly. So why if we so uncivilized, why are we not the ones just bugging out and going crazy on these devils, man? Why are these devils the ones that's coming over here fucking with us? Right? They was mad. Ultimately, it's the curses, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua tells you in Deuteronomy 28:29 that we shall not prosper in our ways, right? But these devils, man, hey, they a piece of shit, man. You know? And the Lord got something for them, man. The Lord got something for them. Right? Lamentation. Let's get Lamentations, right? Lamentation chapter 4. Lamentation chapter 4, verse 21. Right? It's called Edom's impending doom. These devils right here, man. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Meaning everything you poured out to the children of Israel, you're going to have to drink it, man. Right? Which is slavery. And it's going to be a different type of slavery for you, because even through our captivity, the Lord have mercy upon us, man. You not getting any mercy, man. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. It says, the cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and and shall make thyself naked. Meaning everybody gonna see what you've done, man, and what you're doing. That you're the one. You're the nigga, man. Right? You're the troublemaker, man. You're the liar. Right? It says the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So our captivity, our punishment that Yahweh Shem Yahushua, brought forth unto us is accomplished, man. Is over with. Right? The Most High is about to lift the curses up off for us and put them on all these other nations, man. Right? It says the daughter of the punishment, Salakia, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. This ain't gonna happen no more, man. We're not going into hardcore slavery no more, man. Right? That's it. That's it for that, man. It says, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins, man. Yeah, you devils got a lot to pay for, man. Right? You got violent because Negroes departed from you and separated themselves from you, man. This is how low of a low life Esau Edom is, man. He's nothing. Esau Edom is nothing, man. He's a vagabond. Right? He's the slave. He's the people of no merit. He's the people of he's the people of nothing, man. He's a base man. Let's continue.
Prevent black progress. Congress abandoned Reconstruction in 1877, and the United States Supreme Court sided with former Confederates and white Southerners who declared states' rights to disenfranchise black people, restore racial hierarchy, and subordinate black communities. As former New York Governor Horatio Seymour announced, "This is a white man's country. Let white men rule." For a century, racial terror lynchings, racist laws, and Jim Crow practices oppressed black people. When millions fled violence and abuse in the South and moved to the North and West, they faced less risk of mob violence, but continued to see discrimination and bigotry.
Even unto this day, man, you get discrimination, right? We last high, first fire, like I said earlier, man. Right?
A heroic civil rights movement emerged in the 1950s and 1960s, led by courageous black people committed to community and nonviolence. These extraordinary people were beaten and battered. Some were killed, but they dismantled legal apartheid, racial segregation, and legally sanctioned racial hierarchy. While much progress was made, racial discrimination continued, and black people remained burdened by a destructive presumption of guilt and dangerousness. A new era of mass incarceration emerged. More prisons, more police, and more punishment shaped the end of the 20th century. Today, the United States has the highest rate of incarceration in the world.
And who's that? Take a guess, man. Israelites. Right? Every jail, every single jail in America, right, is predominantly Israelites, man. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Right? But you see, this devil had this planned out all this time, man. He was coming up with ways that he can keep us in slavery, man. Right? Still got the chains. Right? You can't tell me that we are not the people. I'm tired of these other nations coming, trying to include themselves in our history and our destruction, man. Oh, but Those were Africans that sold Africans. Oh, those our people were enslaved too. With all that's bullshit, man. And nobody cared. The Most High, the Most High don't care what you went through. The Most High is only dealing with the nation of Israel, man. Whatever you went through, to hell with you, man. Right? The nation of Edom, he gonna pay for that, man. He gonna pay for all of this, man. This devil is finished, man. Right? Because when you heard earlier, it said that they would make up myths about so-called Negroes to justify slavery. Because all this man does is lie, man. This is all he does. This is Psalms 10, verse 2. The wicked, who's the wicked? The so-called white man Esau Edom. It says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined, man. And that's coming down the pipeline, man. Verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth, man. Because Esau Edom is the most covetous man. Covetous meaning a covetous man is a man that wants everything somebody else has, man. He wants to have it all and more. Right? And nobody is more covetous than Esau Edom. It says, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. He don't care. He walk around saying, Jesus, I'm a Christian. We're brothers in Christ. Right? This nigga don't believe in the Most High, man. Neither does the Most High regard him, man. Verse 5. His ways are always grievous to the Israelites. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. Right? This man did so much evil, he can't even see his end. He can't even see that he has to pay all of that back, man. He has to pay for all of that, man. Everything he took, everything he did, how much blood he shed, he's got to pay for all of that, man. But he can't see it because he's too damn wicked, and the Most High blinded him, man. It says, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them because he thinks it's just one-sided. Oh, I can do this to everybody. Nobody can't do nothing to me. Right? Nobody. It says his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud, man. Have the whole world believing that he's the Jews. Have the whole world believing that Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are uncivilized, and we got to civilize them. Even back then, he running with the same MO, man. It says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places he doth murder the innocent. How does he sit in the lurking places? And his cop cars, man. You might have cops posted up, right? His slave patrol posted up in the hood, right, where our people massively dwell, right? Or, you know, even on the highway, even in these suburbs, his cop car hid behind a tree or on the side of a building, right? Just to catch you, man. It says, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion. Salakia, verse 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. The villages are the cities, right? In the secret places doth he murder the innocent, right? He's done. Man, I can't even tell you how much murder, death, and bloodshed this man has spilled amongst the children of Israel. It said his eyes are privately set against the poor. No matter what's going on in this man's life, this devil's life, he's always seeking to kill you, man. Right? Here it is. America's about to go to war with all these other nations, but yet he's still over here in America killing you, beating your brains out, man. Right? This is the sick hatred that this devil has for the children of Israel, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? This is the sick hatred that he has. Right? Verse 9. He lieth and waits secretly as a lion in his den. Salaki, as a lion in his den, he lieth and wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him unto his neck. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor man may fall by his strong ones, man. Because this man is very cunning, man. He'll come to you nice with a smile. As soon as you put your guard down, hey, he'll stab you in the back. He'll shoot you in the back. He come up nice, you know. You've seen it plenty of times, man. He come up, he may ask for your driver's license, and then it'll escalate quick. His gun will come out. Next thing you know, the Jake got 7 shots in his back, man. And then what he say? He feared for his life. Right? Verse 11. He hath said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. Oh, yes, he will, man. The Most High has everything on record that you did and that you're doing up until this day. Because, hey, 1,000 years is one day to the Lord, man. So, literally, it's only been about a day and a half. Right? Going on 2 days, man. This is fresh in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua's mind. Right? So this devil, he finished. This devil is through, man. Right? And everything he's done, he's going to pay for. I got 3 more and we're going to shut it down. This is Isaiah. Because, hey, throughout all our captivities and the hell that we going through to this very day, the Most High say he's still going to choose us. He still loves us, man. This is Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. All these other nations, man, they're going to cleave in these last days. They're going to cleave to the house of Jacob, man. Verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. So we're going to possess them the same way they possessed us, and they're still possessing us right now. We're going to possess them. It's going to be a role reversal. It says, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for service and handmaids. What's the land of the Lord? Israel. Right? We're going back home. It says, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressor. The ones that are oppressing us now, which is chiefly Esau, Edom, and all these other nations, right? We're going to rule over them. They're oppressing us. We're going to rule over our oppressors. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Holy Bible. Right? And that's what's going to happen, man. So let's finish this off. I got a couple more. We're going to shut it down.
Racial bias is pervasive in the criminal legal system, and the government has projected that 1 in 3 black male babies born is expected to spend time in jail or prison. Long-standing barriers to economic progress, healthcare, and stable housing have been exacerbated by an epidemic of police violence against unarmed black people whose quality of life is measurably disadvantaged and distinct from other Americans. The legacy of slavery and racial injustice still creates barriers to just treatment for some, fosters inequality, and fuels racial animus and bigotry. EJI believes a new era of truth and justice is required that compels our nation to reckon with our history. We believe that truth can set us free and lead to healing, redemption.
But you're not speaking the truth, because we're not Africans, man. Everybody would, like, everybody else is on the earth. Africans, East Indians, right? Arabs, Chinese, Japanese, white people, Edomites, they're all on the earth. Just because you go by white and you go by Chinese, you go by Japanese, you go by African, that don't mean that that's just a whole new race. No, your race is ancient, man. You have forefathers. You go back to your forefathers. That's what you are. You're not with the names that you call yourselves now today. So how is it that all the other nations are here, but the Israelites, they're not here no more? Every Israelite is gone. Now it's just spiritual Israel. See how stupid that sounds? Everybody else is here in the flesh, but Israelites, they have been wiped out. Right? But yet you have a people on the earth in the flesh that's going through the curses that are in the Bible. And the other people, they're not. You see how this devil does, man? He changes up names. He makes new nationalities, and now he's making up new genders, right? To where we won't know who we are. But hey, devil, it's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We're going to find out the truth anyway. Right? Because it was set up that way. The Most High said, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Right? And the truth is, we are the Israelites. You are the heathen. You're going into slavery. We're going into rulership. That's that, man. Right? Obadiah. I'm going to start at, let's go to 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever, man. Who's that talking about? The nation of Edom, man. Right? Because the pride have deceived you. Your pride has deceived you, man. To where you believe that you could just do what you want to the Israelites and nothing's going to happen to you. The Most High said you're going to be cut off forever, man. Right? Verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. Right? All the people I named other than the Israelites. Right? I got to name them again. So-called Chinese, Japanese, East Indian, African, Arabs, and the so-called white men. Right? The Most High said, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. So everything you did to the Israelites is going to be done unto you. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head, man. Right? You got a reward coming to you for all the rape, rob, and murder that you did to the children of Israel, man. The fun you had with the children of Israel is coming back to you. Because the Lord said, he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye, man. And who is the apple of the Lord's eye? The Israelites, his children. Verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, the northern and southern kingdom. And the house of Esau for stubble, man. Dirt, debris. Right? It says, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord have spoken it. So that means every single Edomite going to be wiped out. How they would like you to think that every Israelite is wiped out? Oh, nah. This is literally going to happen. Esau, Edom, you're going to be wiped out completely, man. Right? You're going to be cut off. Right? You are going to be cut off by slaughter. Hey, that's what the Lord said. Don't get mad at me. I'm just teaching the Bible. Right? And let me show you something real quick. Let me show you something. Just want to share this tab, right? Check this out. This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. The word Edom. Edom is the so-called is the biblical nationality of the so-called white race, right? This is in the dictionary, right? And as I just read Obadiah, I read Obadiah verse 10, 15, 18. I just went through it a little bit. But this is, it says Obadiah 10 through 14. Down here it says Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments, right? The people. It says she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High, man. So she's not getting any mercy, man. Right? She's not getting any mercy. Right? She's not getting any mercy. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So let me get this last one. I'm gonna close out. This is Zephaniah. Because this is what we in the timing right now. Right? Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 20. And it says, at that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord. So that's what's happening now. That's the transition we in now, man. When the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is turning back our captivity and making our name a praise in the earth, man, and amongst all the people. Right? That's what we coming into, man. So, hey, man, I hope this was edifying to the elect. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Mashiach Yahushua, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. Until next time, Israel, I love y'all. Hey, we almost up out of here, man. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Until next time, Shalom.
Redemption, recovery, and repair. The Legacy Museum and the National Memorial for Peace and Justice are dedicated to these goals. These institutions have a purpose. Our hope, our vision, is that the children of our children will live in a nation unburdened by the legacy of slavery, free from racial bigotry and injustice. We hope you'll visit us and join the effort to promote truth and justice in America.